Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
I'm curious to hear from riders who made the switch from cruisers to sport bikes. Now, as I've said in previous videos, I don't plan on getting rid of this motorcycle anytime soon. But I am interested in getting a sport bike. And so the question in my head is how much of my riding experience with this cruiser translates to a sport bike. Now, obviously I know the way the bike is going to handle is going to be different. The riding position is going to be different. Center of gravity is going to be different. You know, apart from the bare bone mechanics with shifting and stuff like that, I understand it's going to be different. But as I'm looking at different bikes, I'm wondering, do I start, even though I have riding experience now with this cruiser, when it comes to sport bikes, do I consider myself a beginner? Do I just get a Ninja 400 or can I jump up straight to a 600? You know, that's kind of some of the thoughts going on in my head. I'm a shorter rider. I'm a short rider, let's be honest. I'm 5'7", don't have too much of an inseam, which is why I really wanted to start on a cruiser, especially something like this Vulcan. Really low center of gravity, seat height is like 28 inches. I can comfortably put both feet down. Power delivery is very predictable, very linear. What I've said in a previous video titled "How Soon is Too Soon to Start Thinking About Other Bikes?" You know, I'm definitely interested. Need to prove anything to anyone. Not like I would want to get a larger bike to show off. And I've read plenty of posts online by experienced riders who say the 400 is so much fun and gets better gas mileage too than say like the 600 or 636. It's just that thing of, you know, if I can go bigger, if I can get a better bike, you know, why wouldn't I? And it is also true that there are no 400s used at all for sale. There are several 300s, and they are a lot more expensive than the 636 bikes that I see for sale. Obviously, the 636 bikes have more mileage on them, and maybe they've been stunted. I don't know. I'm gonna have a mechanic I trust that would go through the bike and make sure everything's cool before I actually bought it. But I think you understand what I'm saying, right? So that's kind of my current dilemma that I'm processing through. First world problems, I know. I'm actually late to a meeting, so I gotta go run. Just had a nice lunch with a good friend. Time to head back home. I tell you, I love the fall weather here. It's not even fall, it's still summer. We're still in August, but it's unusually cool, and by cool I mean it's only in the low 90s. But like I've said before, it's dry heat here, which means the mornings are 60s. It's perfect, and doesn't really get up to the 90s until like 3 or 4 o'clock. So even right now, I mean, I'm wearing long sleeve pants and I'm not hot at all. Especially with the mesh jacket, once you get going, it's perfect and cool. reading this morning in a news report that a motorcyclist died in a head-on collision here in the city of Reading, which is really rare to read just because, you know, there isn't a ton of traffic, there aren't major highways, but it was definitely sad to read about it. It was a 60-year-old who was out riding his Harley, and an even older, I think 70-year-old was coming in the opposite lane and just tried to make a left-hand turn right into the path of the motorcyclist, and the motorcyclist died at the scene. I made myself read the article because I wasn't going to after I saw the title, "Motorcyclist Dies in Head-On Collision," but it's always a good reminder to stay vigilant. You know, I've read from different posts that when you see oncoming traffic like him, just to wiggle your bike slightly, because most drivers aren't trained or aren't aware or aren't looking for a small profile of a motorcycle. So even a slight wiggle can help them see you. And I try to remember that whenever I'm in a situation where there's oncoming traffic that could be coming toward me, or especially traffic pulling out on the right side that could pull up out right in front of me, I always kind of keep my hands on my flasher and my horn and ready to accelerate or brake, but I also will sway a little bit, just wiggle slightly, just to hopefully catch their attention.